42. Blue 42. Sit.
Spanning the universe to bring you the most important content in the world of relegation fantasy football. This is Relegated, the podcast where every match matters and no take is out of bounds.
Welcome back to another episode of the Relegated podcast, hosted by Jack Yeager and Luke Yeager.
Hello.
Hello, brother.
I was not paying attention, even though I just said, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, that's all right. We're back with another thrilling episode after week 3 of the NFL season. We'll be talking about a few different things. We're going to change format up a bit today. What are we starting with, Luke?
Let's just talk about some of the studs, and then maybe some of the studs might get us into how they helped or still didn't help the teams in their matchups. And then we'll talk about how close the median was this week.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have a little bit of a press conference to wrap things up.
Let's hear from those owners.
That's right. Well, some of them.
Some of them.
If you didn't get a call, you're not important to us.
You're not important to us.
Do something. Be interesting.
Be better.
Yeah.
That's our motto.
Be better.
Be better.
All right. So one of the top performers, actually, I think he was the top performer. Let me double check. No, sorry. Caleb Williams was the top performer.
On the week?
On the week for
Jeez,
Fluffy. How did Fluffy
Louise.
end up finishing this week? Can you pull that up real quick?
Absolutely. Fluffy finished with 2 wins on the week. They beat the median, put up 103.42 points, and beat the Lake City Longnecks, who had 96.12, also beat the median.
Ooh, that's a tough loss for the Longnecks. What are the records at now?
Fluffy is now at 4-2. Lake City Longnecks are 2-4.
Okay. So can you guess where Caleb Williams is on the season? Points for?
Oh man, he's got to be quarterback. Out of all players?
Out of all quarterbacks, yeah.
Oh,
all
man.
players.
I don't know, man. I would say quarterback 6,
Higher.
higher than 6.
Like the number smaller.
Okay, quarterback 3.
Higher.
He's not 1.
He's 2. Quarterback 2 behind Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Now, by quite a bit. So Lamar has 100 points on the year.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams, 84. Josh Allen, 83.
Wow. Who would have thought that after 3 weeks, Caleb Williams would be the better quarterback than Josh Allen?
Well, I've been telling Fluffy the whole time.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is a dog.
And
He's the man.
To be fair to the rest of the league, we all said that.
Yeah,
We've
but
been telling them, good
Fluffy's
pick.
been doubting him.
Yeah, good pick.
forever.
We like the nail polish. Good pick.
Yeah.
And they just have so much pushback to their own team. They're like, no, he's weird. We don't like the offense. We don't like the coaching. We're not a fan of Caleb Williams.
Yep.
We had to take him because he fell to us. And we said, stop being so negative about everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
but
Yeah.
I'm glad. Hopefully, they'll start seeing that he's actually a good player.
I hope so. I mean, if not now,
Ugh.
can we start saying,
I guess-
homophobic?
Yeah.
Can we
possibly.
say that?
I think we're getting there.
I think they might be at that point.
yeah. I think.
And I think it's an intervention time.
Yeah.
It's
for
time.
Fluffy.
It's what, is it the 21st century now?
It is 21st century.
I think so. Yeah. Because it's not 20th century Fox anymore. 21st century.
21st century.
Get with the times,
Get with
Fluffy.
the times. We're gonna sit you down and we're gonna talk to you like humans, but it's time to make some changes
Yeah.
because your attitude is wrong.
Yeah. It's not about the person. It's about the results.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what they always say.
That's what they say.
Yeah. So he was the number 1 performer on the week. Can you guess who the number 2 performer was? Not a QB.
Number 2 performer on the week is probably Trey Tucker.
It was Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
He went absolutely ham.
He had 3 touchdowns with like 145 yards or something.
He put up 36.9 points.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, in full PPR, he put up over 40.
Absolutely insane.
Yep.
What's also I'm pretty sure he was starting. Double check the Andover Avalanche's lineup. Almost positive he was starting.
You would be wrong.
He wasn't.
He was
He had
not.
him on the bench.
He had him on the bench.
Oh, he started Montgomery, who had a day,
He
right?
did start Montgomery. He just acquired him in a trade with the Acorn Assassins.
Which is looking like a big win for the Avalanche right
Yeah,
now.
that's looking pretty dang good. Yeah.
But, so he didn't start Trey Tucker.
Trey Tucker was on his bench.
Would it have changed the results? What was the final score of that game?
That would have given him the win
Who
by
would,
7 points.
by 7 points. Wait, including whoever he benched? Like you guys subtract who he benched.
Still, my guess is he would have benched Will Marks, running back for the
Woody Marks?
Woody Marks, yeah, put up 4.1 points.
Okay, so he would have won by 3 had he benched.
And guaranteed a median win.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. Although,
that is rough.
I mean, I would have started Woody Marks over Trey Tucker. Wouldn't you?
Trey Tucker was projected 5.1. Woody Marks was projected 5.7. So,
I mean, head and shoulders above.
Yeah, right. I think it's tough.
I think
tough
the
one.
upside for Woody Marks felt higher because
Probably.
he's starting to get more work.
Yep.
All he has is an old, decrepit Nick Chubb in front of him.
Yep.
It's a bad offensive line, bad offense right now in Houston. But I still would, like, I don't think that was, what are you doing? Why didn't you start? That's just one of those where it hurts afterwards, where it's like, oh, what could have been? You know,
Andover Avalanche has been pretty active in the waiver wires this year, though. I was going after Tyquan Thornton, and he had a great week this week, too, 15.6. He had 9 targets with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice out. Now, projected that Xavier Worthy comes back on limited time this week. So they're still saying that Thornton is the deep ball threat. We'll see if he finds his way into the Andover Avalanche lineup this week.
Really?
Yeah.
They're saying that he's the deep ball threat over, like, if Worthy comes back?
Yep, they're still saying he's the deep ball threat until Worthy is fully healthy.
Oh, but that could be this week.
No, they're saying that he's going to be in a limited fashion this week.
Oh,
so limited
fully.
time.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yep. So Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes confirmed on that.
Oh, they both did.
I guess so. It must have been a press conference. But I saw an article that was saying they're both relying on Thornton until Xavier Worthy is fully healthy. Xavier Worthy will come back this week, but he's going to wear a harness and he's going to be on limited time. So I have to make a decision.
A harness? Like...
Yeah. Yeah. He also,
whoa, Xavier. Whoa.
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but when you hurt your shoulder, you actually turn into a horse.
No way.
Yeah.
That visual was... when you said harness, that's all I could... Actually, that wasn't the visual I was thinking, though. I was thinking, like, you know, when they hook up, like, singers to the harness and they come in from the stage. Like Xavier just takes off.
Going down the field. He's not touching the ground. Yeah.
Angels in the outfield-esque.
Yeah,
that's what I was kind of envisioning.
That's so funny.
Okay, now another guy who was an absolute stud this week was Jonathan Taylor. And he's been a stud all year.
Unreal.
Can you pull up the number punchers game?
Yep, absolutely. Number punchers had a very easy win over the Roided Robberies, outscoring them by 48 points, 108.68 to 60.88.
The number punchers are on an absolute tear.
They're 6-0, and they're putting up pretty nasty numbers on a week-to-week basis. So, yes, number punchers have scored 341 points on the season.
That's crazy. I was looking at the points for earlier today.
Yeah.
And I know we had kind of talked about how, like, when we did the ranking show, you were putting me at, like, the number 1 power ranking in the whole league.
Yep.
The championship league, though, is way outscoring the relegated league this year.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's not even close right now.
It's really not. You don't really see a discrepancy until you get to the 3rd ranked team in the championship league is Big Lake Lumberjacks. They put up 293, and you have currently put up 299.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, they're way better than we are right now.
The funny thing is, Glizzy Gladiators are 3-3 and have yet to break the 200 mark for points for.
Well, there is a reason for that. We'll get to them later. there is a reason. We'll get to them.
We will talk about that here in a sec. But it's funny to see.
Shouldn't be that low.
It's funny to see Glizzy Gladiators 3-3 at 199, and then African Token is just behind at 162, and they're 0-6.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's
162 in 3 weeks.
What are Acorn Assassins at?
Acorn Assassins are currently 1-5, 164 points for. So 2 points ahead of African Token.
Gosh, what is happening to the Assassins?
Yeah, that team is. Well, it doesn't help that they got rid of David Montgomery on the week that he decided to actually be David Montgomery.
Yes.
So that was a tough departure. That felt like Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, where he's like, "You're going to get rid of me? I'm going to put up 2,000 rushing yards."
Yeah, the very next week.
Yeah,
or no, 2 weeks. He's had Montgomery for 2 weeks, right? Wasn't the trade after week 1?
I don't think so. Nope.
Oh, wasn't it? This was the first week.
I think it was the first week that they played David Montgomery for the Andover Avalanche.
No, it had to be 2 weeks ago because I'm pretty sure we talked about it. And then Kopka came back and said, hey, you didn't grade our trade. And then we talked about it on last week's pod again that we didn't grade the trade.
You're right. David Montgomery did play for the Andover Avalanche in week 2 and put up 12.6.
Yep. So it's been 2 weeks now, which is absolutely crazy.
That is crazy.
Okay. Let's get to another stud player this week.
Mm-hmm.
This player was also on the bench.
Oh.
Didn't affect too much, thankfully.
Yeah.
I say thankfully because he's my player. Mark Andrews. 24.1 points. He had 6 catches, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Wow, that second touchdown was an absolute garbage touchdown. But
hey,
I do want to take a second to talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is your MO. Let's talk about your other leagues on this podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Well, it's not. It does affect relegation. So what happened was, I have Wan'Dale Robinson in this league. He had a great week last week, not this previous, but the week before. So week 2, he had a phenomenal week. Put up like 140 some yards with a touchdown. Put up like 27 fantasy points, something crazy. So I decided to start him this week. And I know I talk about other leagues sometimes, but I was going against Wan'Dale Robinson in another league. So come down on Sunday, I'm sitting at like 88 points.
Right, you're right at that median projected line.
Projected median at the time was like 92. So I thought I needed like 2 catches out of him. Ended up finalizing that the median was 89.83. I got 1 catch from Wan'Dale for 3.1 points, and it put me at 90.12. So just past the median marker, which beat out guys like Texas Turf Hoppers at 89.54, beat out OG Skylarks at 87.52. So really close on the median. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But Wan'Dale Robinson gets 1 catch for 3.1 yards. In my other league, it put me in an opportunity where if Lamar Jackson scored 26 points on Monday night, I would win in that league too.
Yeah.
So Wan'Dale Robinson's 1 catch couldn't have been 0 and it couldn't have been 2. And I won in both leagues.
That's so crazy.
I know. For a total of 1.8 points across the board differences.
Dude, that's insane.
I know. Just had to piece that together because that Yep.
And instead it was drink yourself to sleep. What a night.
What a night.
What a night.
Let's
celebrate.
Yeah. What a night. Drink yourself to sleep. Or, hey, what a night. All right, let's have a drink. No, it was very fun. I've been very fortunate in the league so far. I've had a good start to the season, but I am 6-0. I don't think I'm the best team in the relegated league, so I think I've gotten a little lucky. Obviously, this last week I got very lucky.
You said it's been back-to-back weeks that you've barely beat the median?
I think so. Week 2, I put up 92.2 and the median was 90.33.
That's crazy.
So yeah, been cutting it close on the median. Week 1, I had it. I beat it by about 14 points. So we had a good week 1. It was a weird week 1 though. Like nobody else really put up points. We had 4 teams that broke 100 points on week 1.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Who is the player that was on the bench? Oh, Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, yeah.
Will this justify a start now moving forward? Because who else do you have? Njoku?
I have Njoku. I think it's still going to be... I also have Aronde Gadsden.
Yeah.
Who...
Looks like the man in LA.
Yeah, he played great. So as long as Disley's out, now it's kind of a 3-headed tight end monster for me. So I'll have to choose between it. It'll really just probably come down to matchups. It's like, has this team been good or bad against the tight end?
Yep.
Okay, whatever gives me the best shot at 8 points.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's fair. I think Njoku has obviously been very disappointing to start the season. That Browns team is just not good, but it always felt like even when the Browns only scored 10 points, Njoku was the touchdown and like 60 yards or 70 yards. Like he was such a target for them. And now it just seems like with Fan and Jr. coming in, there's competition at the tight end. They still seem to be throwing to the tight ends, but now he's splitting. So
they are splitting, but he's consistently getting like 4 or 5 catches.
Yeah.
So
just not for a lot of yards.
Yeah, but the baseline being like 6 points, and then if he can just get 5 touchdowns on the year for me or something like that, that's not a terrible tight end.
No,
it's fine. It's serviceable.
I just think Njoku I think he's a bit of a slept on player, like in the previous years. Like just puts up random weeks where he goes kind of nuts. And
yeah.
It doesn't feel...
He's not going to be that this year.
It doesn't feel like that this year.
No, I agree. He's less, and he's worth less than what I paid for a contract.
Kind of. I mean, he is on paper.
Yeah.
But the price point that you paid for him, I don't think was ridiculous.
Not with what I had, it was fine.
That was your need, and you had the cash for it.
Exactly. But it's one of those where I think, I paid 27 and
He's not
going to pay out $27.
He's no Mark Andrews at 38.
I got Mark Andrews for 27.
Well,
but a year.
Andy Peterson got him for 38.
That was a steal.
That was a steal.
Steal of a pick.
Yeah, it was.
Let's keep talking tight ends.
Yeah.
Because another tight end who had an insane week and might be the cornerstone of his offense.
I think you're talking about me.
I am not talking about you.
We're not talking about Jake Ferguson, the cornerstone of the Dallas Cowboys with 14 targets last week?
You're not.
All right.
We're not talking about Jake Ferguson and the CeeDee Lamb-less Cowboys, who will be, unfortunately, a dud that we have to talk about this week.
True. Yeah.
No, this is a dog made of corn, and his name is Hunter Henry.
Mr. Bench. So I texted Corn Dog because Corn Dog has their favorite players just like anybody else in the league.
I don't.
Yeah.
Completely unbiased.
Yeah, of course. We were just talking.
Scatterboo is not better than anybody else. He's not my favorite. I just love him more.
He's on the trade block if anybody wants him. It's like the kid who's like handing out candy, and then once somebody actually reaches for it, they're like, no. Ain't my candy. Ain't my Scatterboo.
Yeah, he's mine.
I was talking to Zealand about it after the week had wrapped up, and I said, wow, Hunter Henry looked pretty good. Did you start him? And he said, no, that freaking Joker put up 1 point last week, so I decided to teach him a lesson and put him on the bench. And I was like, you showed him. Yeah, you told him.
You really showed him.
So Hunter Henry had a great week. Corn Dog was aware of the great week and was very upset about it because
he was the highest scoring tight end on the week. He beat out Andrews.
He
put
up
25 points.
Yeah, Hunter Henry looked great last week. I got to think that Corn Dog will start them moving forward now.
Maybe, but he has TJ Hawkinson, who was the 5th highest scoring tight end on the week. He put up 13.4. He had a good week, although with Jordan Addison coming back, he might lose out on some targets. Yeah,
that is a tough one. It's kind of a back and forth, but
I'd start Henry.
At some point, you do have to look at maybe, like, here's the issue is DeAndre Hopkins has had a good start to the season. Week 3, he finally didn't have a good game because he didn't get a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, if he doesn't get a touchdown, he's a 2-point player. If he does get a touchdown, he's like 10 plus, Well, that math doesn't quite add up. But
more like 8 or 9 or something.
Well, if we look at DeAndre Hopkins, he's gone 10.5, 13.4, 1.8. He's had 2 targets in every game. The first 2 games, he had 2 catches with a touchdown. This last week, he had 1 catch with 2 targets, 13 yards, 1.8.
The other one was a deeper pass that he got. Yeah. He drew a pass interference on, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
So it helped the Ravens, did not help.
Didn't help DeAndre.
No. Either way, I'm taking... those aren't great flex options, but...
I would take TJ Hawkinson or Hunter Henry over DeAndre Hopkins right now.
I would too. I would start both of them over DeAndre.
So that's what I was kind of saying.
I agree.
You don't necessarily have to split the tight ends up. You could probably play both of them.
So true.
If you're not super high in DeAndre Hopkins getting a touchdown every week.
Which I'm not.
Which I'm not either. I do think he got a bit lucky out of the gate.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then now we can talk a little bit about Ferguson because he is going to be
the cornerstone of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, unless it's Javonte.
Unless it's Javonte Williams. Me and Luke were just talking about this. It's so funny because I was going back and forth. Like, we were joking about it. I had 2 Dallas Cowboys, which was projected to not be a great offense this year, and they weren't CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, or George Pickens. And it was like, who the heck do you have?
Right.
Javonte Williams and Jake Ferguson, the best players in Dallas.
For sure.
Who would have thought?
I mean, for now.
For now.
Actually, no. Actually, I take that back.
Yeah, I don't even know if you have to say for now, right? Because Jake Ferguson's getting a lot of targets. Even when CD was playing, he's been getting a lot of targets on the season.
That's not so much what I was saying.
You're saying Javonte Williams will maintain the workload?
No, I wasn't. I don't know if I think George Pickens will be more of a cornerstone moving forward. I think he might take some targets away from Ferguson.
Agreed.
He might be more valuable than Ferguson.
I'm going to say no.
I mean, I could see it going to, but Pickens is the much more dynamic player.
Yeah.
I think Ferguson gets more targets.
Yeah.
I think Pickens puts up more points while CeeDee Lamb is out.
I'm going to say no. But it's based on nothing.
Ham sandwich that we won't follow up on.
Yeah. I'll take a ham sandwich on that one. I think Jake Ferguson will end the next 4 weeks with more points than George Pickens until CD gets back. And then honestly, I think it probably continues after that. But let's just say
I think he gets more after
Probably.
I think he gets more than Pickens once CD comes back.
It makes sense. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see
just
why you're saying
Yeah,
it.
I just think for the next few weeks, Pickens is
Man,
actually going to be really good.
Okay. CeeDee Lamb was active against the Giants in week 2, and Ferguson still found a way to get 9 catches on 12 targets.
Yeah, a lot. What was his total points?
12.3.
So I think Pickens can beat out 12 points. I mean, if it takes 12 targets to get 12 points, I don't know. I think that's tough.
I know.
That's asking a lot.
It is asking a lot, but I like Fergie. He's fun right now. He had 13 catches on 82 yards and put up almost 15 points without a touchdown. That's fun.
Yeah, no,
That's fun.
I would love to have him.
Yeah.
I would definitely take him. I think he's a steal of a pick for you.
I think he looks
Let's talk
good right
about
now.
a couple guys who aren't on either of our teams.
Sure.
Jordan Mason.
Oh, love Jordan Mason.
So the number punchers had the number 1 and the number 4 point scorer on the week, or highest running back point scorers on the
Yeah,
week. Jordan Mason put up 23.6 in
Nice.
an absolute railroading of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, that made him look really good.
He went 16 for 116 and 2 touchdowns.
Oh man, that is so nice. 16 for 116 is crazy.
Yeah, 7.3 yards per carry.
Can't imagine that stays relevant when you play teams that are better than the Bengals. I don't think you can expect him to get 2 touchdowns every week, obviously.
No, not
But moving
although
forward, he's got such a good floor.
and week 4 is against Pittsburgh, who's looked really bad. So might continue it there. But then week 5, it's against Cleveland. And Cleveland's been a brutal defense to play against. They are so tough.
They are very tough, but I also think that the weeks where Jordan Mason may lack on yards against teams, I think he's going to come through and get you random touchdowns.
Listen to after Pittsburgh, it's a tough stretch for Mason. It's really tough because you go Cleveland, then you have a bye week. So that's
easy.
Yeah.
0 points though, probably.
Guaranteed.
Well, we don't want to give any guarantees.
Yeah, I mean,
it's fantasy football.
That's true. He gets traded and he becomes, he plays in week 6.
Right.
If he plays for the Vikings, it's a guaranteed 0. Week 7, Philadelphia, and then week 8, LA Chargers.
Brutal.
Dude,
Brutal.
that is a rough stretch to face
That's a nasty
for the
stretch.
Vikes and for Jordan Mason. But he has no Aaron Jones to deal with right now.
And here's the thing too about that is I was talking to a buddy at work today. Jordan Mason, after the outing that he had, if he can string a couple more games together, even though when Aaron Jones comes back, they're going to split carries. But man, at what point do you go, let's start investing in the young guy. Let's look at Jordan Mason. He's got a future with us.
But I think it's going to be so dependent on Jordan Mason is not a pass catcher.
No.
I don't think he ever will be. I don't think he has that skill set. Aaron Jones, it might be one of those things where like, oh, maybe we play both of them.
Yep.
Maybe we have both guys on the field because Jones can run routes. He's been picking stuff like in the first couple
5
of
targets
weeks.
a game. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was running deep routes.
Yeah.
It was wide receiver routes that he was getting targeted on.
Agreed.
So I think they both hold value. Like I wouldn't just jump ship and say, hey,
No.
let's play Mason 80% and only give Jones
Agreed.
20. I still think it's but maybe a 60-40 split.
I was going to say, but by the end of the year, I think Mason takes over more of the workload.
Yep.
And I think you can look at the Vikings running back room as an Aldi's version of the Detroit Lions running back room.
Well, he already kind of had. He's already at, so week 1, 54, week 2, 60. So even before the injury.
Wow, he was already getting the split share.
He was already getting more than Jones.
Wow, so you can look at Jordan Mason as like a lower value Jahmyr Gibbs.
Much lower.
Oh, lower value David Montgomery.
Yes.
And then Aaron Jones is a much lower value Jahmyr Gibbs.
Insanely lower.
Yeah, insanely lower.
Like way, way lower.
But that's how you can look at it.
You definitely can. Okay, let's talk about 2 more players before we get into a couple guys who either got hurt or bombed or whatever.
Yep.
Omarion Hampton no longer has to deal with Najee Harris.
Man, and who would have thunk that that's what released him into scoring 24 points this week?
21.9.
Oh, okay.
He put up 21.9. His snap share has been insane. 80% week 1, 62 week 2, 79 last week. Now, again, because Harris went down for his Achilles, might be good night for him for his career.
Yeah, Najee Harris might be done. James Conner might be done. Austin Eckler might be done.
I would, of all of those, I'd be shocked the most if Eckler played another snap.
Yeah, they're all in a bad spot though.
Connor is still under a contract. It's an ankle, not an Achilles.
Right.
So I don't think they can really get rid of him next year. So he'll play again.
He
He just
on the
might
team.
not be he won't be as valuable.
There's no way.
Like it's the decline of Connor now.
Yes.
Eckler tore his Achilles. He's old. He's not bouncing back. He's done.
Isn't he on a 1-year contract too? Or like he's on his last year of his contract with the Commanders?
Might have been.
So
Yeah,
like
something
it's just
like
an easy break for both of them.
yeah. He'll move on to being a much more important fantasy analyst than us.
Agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what his career will be.
Which is not a bad outcome.
No, I mean, if the bar's us and you succeed and you surpass that,
Congrats, you did it.
I mean,
You made it.
You made it.
Because we're right on the precipice.
we're big time.
In small communities, we're huge.
In the Relegation League, we're the biggest podcast.
And it's not actually that close.
No, fantasy footballers actually are a close second. Maybe even first.
Yeah, maybe
they're
first.
bigger than us.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not greedy. We
Yeah,
don't
we're
have
not
to take
greedy.
it all.
We do it for the people.
But Hampton moving forward is he's going to be a great play. Huge for Slumlord Co. to get him freed up.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome heading forward.
Yeah, I almost played Najee Harris this last week
Good thing he didn't.
because they were talking about increasing his workload and his snap count. So he started the year with an eye injury, like an eyeball injury.
Yep.
And so he was like, oh man, I have to look at it. It was something like 18% of the snaps. So he barely played in week 1. Let's see. 18% of the snaps in week 1, 34% in week 2. And so it looked like he was progressively getting more to like the 40-50 mark.
Yeah.
And he was going to split carries and he was going to maybe, do a little bit that Omari and Hampton can't do. So I was like, man, do I play him? And I decided not to. And
It's a good call.
I went with Wan'Dale Robinson and really the spot that was open was Calvin Austin.
Oh, that would have been a bummer to
That
swap that. That would have cost you the median.
And yeah, just the median. But yeah, that would have cost me a win this week. Glad I went with Calvin Austin, and man, was I pumped when he caught that catch. He got a touchdown. I kept saying to myself, Calvin Austin is going to need a touchdown to justify this flex spot,
Yeah.
and he did it. And I was so happy, but not trying to talk about me more. So
I was about to say.
I know.
So back to the conversation
Yeah,
of not us.
I know.
So
Sorry.
another no, I don't care. It's everybody else listening that
I
might,
know,
but I'm
I
having
know.
a good time.
I get it.
Next up, guy who we need to talk about moving forward has taken over a backfield. Quinshawn Judkins, 16 points, looked really good. He's probably okay. This is tough. I was talking with Micah about this earlier. He has both Judkins and Henderson. I was way higher on Henderson coming into the year.
Same.
Judkins has already outperformed him.
Correct.
Who do you think holds more value though? Like if you were to trade somebody right now, which one would you rather have, Judkins or Henderson?
Probably Henderson. Like, am I receiving them?
You're receiving them.
It's-
Or you're Acorns Assassins and you're trading one away. My guess is you probably who do you want to keep?
If I was Acorn Assassins, I'd probably be more set on Henderson, but only, and not really by that much, but only because you have such a small sample size of Judkins. Hard to justify how he's going to continue on his season. He plays for a worse team. That's not, I don't even know if that's true anymore. Patriots in Cleveland. Cleveland just beat the Packers.
They did.
If they can keep running it with their defense, they might be. But for skill set players, I just don't see Judkins.
Yeah, who's a better offense? Probably
New England.
Probably New England.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, Drake May is he's way better than Flacco.
Way better, yeah. Still,
there's
both
more
of them
upside
don't
there.
really
But
have-
the wide receivers, I would probably take the wide receivers in Cleveland.
Yeah, Cedric Tillman and Jared Judy. I don't know if there's
And
anybody.
then you have Fannin and Njoku. So
Oh, yeah.
those weapons are great.
Yeah,
and then you look at the running back room, Dylan Sampson.
Dylan Sampson.
I might, everything but Flacco, I might actually take Cleveland.
Yeah, honestly, same. They just had a tough start to the season. They looked so bad out of the gate. Maybe
didn't
Quinton
they-
Judkins is the guy to change that.
They had a decent week 1 against their offense wasn't really doing much. You're right.
Yeah, I was going to say
They almost beat Cincinnati though, week 1.
which turns out not that big of a feat. I know they had Joe Burrow,
it's a much
but that Bengals team looks terrible right now.
they look bad.
It's funny that they were 2-0 when they played us, right?
Yeah.
That's so
right.
weird. You know who else was 2-0 going into week 3? If I'm remembering correctly, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really?
they're 2-1 right now.
Oh, that's crazy.
I was
didn't
thinking that
realize
they were like, somebody was like, who's the worst team in football right now? I was like, Jacksonville. And they're like, well, that's not true. And I was like, all right, I don't know anything. Yeah. Because then I looked it up and I saw that they were 2-1. I was like, how is that possible?
That's pretty crazy. You want to know what's really crazy?
That Parker Washington's their best wide receiver?
No. This came from the Relegation League second most popular podcast.
Oh, right.
The
Fantasy footballers.
them.
Or whatever. Is that right? Did I say that right?
So, something like that.
I think it's
another Phoenix-based podcast that we don't care about.
Right, exactly.
They were talking about how next week the Chiefs and the Ravens play each other.
Yeah.
And one of those teams will be 1-3 to start the year. Wow. I mean, unless they tie. I guess then they could be 1-2-1. But
and that actually makes the most sense. It's time to bet on green. If this was roulette, you'd bet on green. Yeah.
Bet on a tie.
The script does not
I want to know what the DraftKings payout is for a tie.
The script does not have the Chiefs and Baltimore losing 3 games out of the first 4. There's no way. That was not in the script.
So go put a buck on tie and make a lot of money.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Oh, did we finish talking about Judkins? About you'd rather have Henderson right now?
I think as of right now, with a small sample size of only having 3 weeks, I still think I was higher on Travion Henderson. That I think with them having a similar value or the same value at contract, I think in the long run, I'd still want to have Travion Henderson in like a year.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, it's really close.
That's where I lean to, because I really wasn't a fan of Judkins coming in.
Same.
But he already looks better in the NFL than Henderson.
He does.
Like the game looks bigger, faster, and Henderson isn't quite keeping up.
Correct.
Although I think Henderson's the better athlete and has more explosive potential.
Agreed.
So it could be a toss-up end of the day, which one you'd rather have, but I guess it's a nice thing for Acorn Assassins to worry about.
Yeah,
they have both of them.
They have both of them, so they don't really have to worry about playing one of not playing the other, or going against one of the guys, whatever. But one thing to point out too is early on in the season there was a thought that, like, for me personally, is it worth taking a flyer and trying to trade for Quinshon Judkins? You could have tried. The issue is he hadn't played yet. There wasn't an outcome, and there was a first-round pick that was issued for him. So you know that the Acorn Assassins are going to be hesitant, even though there was like this thought that, is Quinshon Judkins even going to be on a team by the end of the year? But now looking back, it's like, man, why did I not take a bigger stab at that?
Right.
Just in case.
Yeah, I know. I should have really pushed for just to get him on the roster.
Yeah, same.
I don't know if I could have, but
I know that's the tough thing is like,
I didn't really even talk to him about it.
It's a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of value other than the team that holds him and had to draft him, because then it's like, I just want to see if there's any shot he's okay. Right. You know?
Makes sense.
But
okay, let's talk about some of the duds of this week.
Yep.
So walking through RJ Harvey, 3.1 points. He has yet to crack double digits on the season.
I was going to say, it wasn't just this week that he's been a dud. He has been a dud. He does not look good. J.K. Dobbins owns that backfield.
He has 13 carries on the year, on the season.
Oh.
And on those 13 carries, he had 6 attempts for 70 yards week 1. Great. Had that one really long run.
Yep.
Then it's been 5 attempts for 8 yards, 2 attempts for 2 yards.
Oh, that's so gross.
So bad.
Doesn't look good.
He has 6 catches on the year, and he has 6 targets. He has 5 catches on the year, and he has 29 yards receiving. So
a little more promising there.
Well, no, on the year, 29 on
5 catches for 29 yards. That could increase. At least he's getting targeted. It's the runs that are
he's
scary.
getting targeted.
The 2 runs for 2 yards and 3 runs for 8 yards is very concerning.
Yeah. Does he, if you had to place a bet right now, rest of the season, who plays more total snaps, him or J.K. Dobbins?
J.K.
Rest of the season, the whole thing, you think J.K. holds it for enough of it that...
I think so. Yeah, even though R.J. Harvey is the future for them, I think it's tough to justify because the Broncos are in a little bit of a teeter-totter situation where they could be, a really good team that makes the playoffs, or they could just barely miss it. Yeah. And I think if they're looking at it that way, J.K. Dobbins is just the certified vet. He's going to get a touchdown, on every other week pretty much. He's just more consistent. Maybe look at it as a QB situation or more similar to a QB situation where you just let RJ sit behind J.K. a bit more this year and just learn from him. Because that's probably what I would do right now. I don't know. RJ just does not look good. Every game that I've watched of him, not impressive. Not fun to watch. Very boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It is a little scary being a top end first round pick and he's just not paying out.
Not paying out. I was really high on him coming into this year too. I was like kind of bummed out that he didn't fall to me. I really wanted him.
I did not want him at all. I was super low on him, but it sounds easy to say whatever now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably brought it up before. I think maybe in the rookie draft episode I might have brought it.
Probably.
I hope I did, because otherwise this sounds like, oh yeah, it's so obvious. Now you say you weren't. But I just felt like he got so, like, his projected draft spot in the NFL was so much lower than it was. Like, it felt like a massive reach for the Broncos to take him. And then also, Sean Payton is the type of guy who slowly brings his rookies in.
Yeah.
Like, very, very slowly.
Yes.
And so I just felt like, I don't know if he's as good as they actually think he is. And I mean, they did the same thing with Marvin Mims. It was identical. They drafted him way higher than they thought. Everybody's like, oh, Peyton must love this guy. He's going to be the guy.
Yep.
And then he does nothing. And now Mims looks like a viable option.
Yeah, now he is, yeah.
But I was like, is it going to take RJ Harvey 2 years to do it like it took Mims? I don't know.
Yeah.
I also just didn't love Harvey coming in.
That's fair. The guy who kind of, it feels similar, the two, if we're going to take early stabs at busts from the rookie draft right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only 3 weeks in, right? But
Emeka Ibuka.
yeah,
Bust.
oh my gosh. Shout out to Zealand for taking him at third. That looked so good now.
It looked incredible.
Ibuka is the man. And I got Baker Mayfield, so I'm always watching Baker. They have a connection, dude.
Yeah.
And I only think that target amount is going to keep going up. Mike Evans is injured. Chris Godwin is coming back this week, but very injured.
Yeah, that'll be interesting when so Godwin will come back, and then also McMillan's coming back soon.
McMillan does
right?
come back soon. But I really think it's the Ibuka and McMillan show. Like moving
I think
forward.
it could be.
I
think-
truly do.
I definitely think it could be. I think it's going to be Ibuka is going to have some really crazy good games, and if Evans keeps dealing with the hamstring, it's going to be great the rest of the season.
Yep.
It could also become a crowded wide receiver room where it just gets spread out a bit too much for Ibuka to be
Dominant.
elite.
Yeah.
But
Not
I
like CeeDee Lamb targets.
I think we've seen what his floor is,
Dude.
and his floor is a safety net for Baker.
Yep.
I mean, Baker absolutely loves him.
Absolutely loves
So
him. Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see I don't think we see Neighbors, Chase,
Thomas.
Jefferson, Brian Thomas type rookie season.
No, I don't think so either. Well, maybe actually. Maybe. I could see it. I could see it. I was just looking at Brian
That's a
Thomas's stats last year, and he actually did go insane. Like Brian Thomas went crazy to end the season.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
It's tough.
Maybe it happens. I don't overly see it. I mean,
Maybe not.
Egbuka's start's been good, but he's still putting up 10, 11, 12 points.
Yeah, without a touchdown, he doesn't.
And he's done that with what, 3 touchdowns?
Ibuka has gone. He does have 3 touchdowns, but he had 2 in week 1. He put up 21.6 in week 2. He
okay.
put up 10.9 with a touchdown.
That's what it was.
But he had 4 catches, but he only had 29 yards.
And he
And
did
then-
similar in week 1, right? It wasn't very many yards, but he got 2 touchdowns.
4 catches on 67 yards.
So, okay.
So not bad.
Yeah. I was thinking it was
And
lower.
then week 3, without Mike Evans there in the entirety of the game, and no Chris Godwin, obviously.
Yep.
6 catches for 85 yards and no touchdowns, but he had 11.5.
Yeah.
That's a pretty awesome floor.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
The guy
Very
that I was
solid.
actually going to talk about when we were talking about RJ Harvey was RJ Harvey and Caleb Johnson.
Alfie is whining at the door.
Yeah.
You go. I'm going to let Alfie in so that not whining incessantly.
Okay. Well, we don't have the bet in here, so
Oh, super annoying. Alfie, go away.
Hey Phil. Hey Phil.
Oh, well, I'm just going to let Alfie in. We'll see what.
Okay.
He's not.
I'll keep talking about my point.
You go for
RJ Harvey, some of the biggest busts from the rookie draft after the 3 weeks. RJ Harvey and Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson does not look good. And unfortunately, he landed on the African token team, which is just such like kick a man while he's down. The team is a bit dookie this year. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. And they got a rookie that was supposed to be cutting carries with Jalen Warren, and it's just not happening. As you can see, Alfie did get a haircut. Alfie got a haircut, so he shaved down a bit.
He is ugly.
He's a bit ugly, but he's very soft.
He is very soft.
Yeah,
And he's a licker.
he is a licker. Licker, hardly know her. Hey-oh. Shout out AP. All right. moving on. Who are we talking about next? What are we talking about next?
So we'll talk about a couple more. We're kind of running long already here.
Probably should run into the press conference sooner than later.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one more injury. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we do have to touch base on this one.
Let's talk about Slumlord Co. and what they're now going to do with CeeDee Lamb out.
Yeah.
So looking at his team, you play him back-to-back weeks. You play him again this week.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at his team, he's currently replacing him with the questionable Chris Godwin.
Yep.
If Godwin doesn't play, his next man up
Hollywood
might be
Brown.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown, or he might move someone in like Miles Sanders to the flex. I think you're right. I think it's probably Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
So how much does this hurt Slumlord for the next 4 weeks?
Yeah, bad.
You think so? You don't think Godwin comes back good enough to replace anything worth? I mean, he's playing against relegated teams.
Yeah.
Who we talked about earlier are not putting up the same point totals.
Right. I think it hurts pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
I do. I have CeeDee Lamb outside of relegated, and it was a pretty big blow, and that's less teams.
Okay, so then looking forward, do we think over the let's say that CD misses 4 weeks? Well, that's if he goes to IR. If he doesn't go to IR, he probably only misses 3.
Okay, but he comes back in limited fashion if it's only 3.
In the next 3 weeks, Slumlord Co. faces you, and then he faces OG Skylarks, who are currently 1-5, but they're a much better team than their record says. I feel like they're constantly projected right around 95.
They've been getting pretty screwed over by Chase Brown being an absolute bum to start the season.
I was going to talk about him. That's another dud who's been, and it doesn't look good with Burrow being out. That offense just is not going to be the same whatsoever.
Man, that's so bad. He had 55% of the snaps against Minnesota. I mean, it was a blowout almost from the beginning of the game. So
yeah,
they probably decided to sit some guys, but man, 55% and only putting up 5 points for Chase Brown being like a round 2 guy in the drafts this year. Man, he's been so disappointing.
Yeah. Okay, so they play Acorn Assassins week 5, then week 6, they play OG Skylark week 5 and Acorn Assassins week 6.
Okay.
Looking at that, what do we think they should be expecting to come out record-wise without CeeDee Lamb?
I think more so than not. I think OG Skylarks, like even this week, they're projected 90s. No, that's next week. Week 4, OG Skylarks are projected to put up 94.3 points. That's like what I've been getting projected, and I'm 6-0, and they're 1-5. So at some point, that's going to turn around. May happen against the Slumlord Co. next week. Definitely possible. I think the big issue for Slumlord Co. is not beating the other team necessarily. I think they need to figure out how to get over that median without CeeDee Lamb.
Right. If they can beat the median 2 of the weeks, I think they can go 4-2.
Yes, agreed. Yep, that's exactly where I'm at.
I think they'll still win 2 of them.
Yep. They're going to beat African Token.
If they don't, well, they play Acorn Assassins. They don't play.
Oh, I thought you said African Token.
Acorn Assassins, OG Skylark, and you.
Oh.
I think they split between, they either beat you or they beat OG Skylarks. I don't know which one, but I think they'll win one of those 2.
Yeah.
And then I think they beat Acorn Assassins.
Straight up with the median?
I don't know about that part, but let's just say they'll beat 2 of the 3 teams straight up. And then I think 2 of the 3 weeks they'll beat the median. So I think if they go 4-2, that's a success.
Yeah, that's a success.
I think that's what they should be looking at.
If that's the case, then I don't think it affected them that much.
Right.
Maybe if with CeeDee Lamb, if you're putting up a 4-2 without CeeDee Lamb, with him in the roster and fully healthy, maybe you're looking at a 6-0 or a 5-1. But
that would put them at 6-6 on the year going into week 7.
If they finish 4-2,
when they get Rashee Rice back and everything changes.
Not a bad place to be.
Yeah. So that would put them right around the edge of the playoff picture.
Yeah.
Okay. So we talked about that. Now we were going to talk slightly about the median. I think we skipped that. We kind of go take a look if you want. It was super close, super fun. You already kind of talked about how you snuck in.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it a little bit. And we touched base on the fact that there was like 3 teams right in that range. So you had like 87.5.
I would say
89.5.
Isn't this another week where Turf Hoppers just barely missed out on it?
Yeah. Yep. They were the 9th team. 89.54. The one Wandell Robinson catch kicked them out. So that was tough. for
Crazy.
turf hoppers.
So brutal for turf hoppers. Brutal for you.
Not so bad for the sleepers. I really want to get into this press conference, though.
Yes.
Who are we listening to first?
Well, speaking of Austin, let's talk.
Natural progression. I should have
Let's
just let you.
talk to the turf hoppers.
Cool. I'm going to put my headphones on.
Yep, we need to both put them on because this is not actually a live press conference. For those wondering at home, I know. I'm so sorry. You're going to figure it out once Austin says question 1. Okay, so the first question that we asked Austin was, slow starts are becoming synonymous with the turf hoppers. Is anyone within the organization on the hot seat?
Mm-hmm.
That being the owner himself.
And any of the players associated.
Or any of the players
on his team.
associated.
Yeah.
Let's see what he had to say about that.
Question 1. Slow starts are becoming synonymous with the turf hoppers. Is anyone within the organization on the hot seat? Yes.
Deep sigh.
Start for the turf hoppers. Not what we wanted out of the gate. Like you said, we are accustomed to slow starts, so not giving up any hope yet. But at this point, it really feels like everybody on our team needs to be on the hot seat. We've got to win a few straight games to get back into contention here. But looking at the scores that everybody has put up, there really hasn't been anybody that has been blowing anything out of the water. There's only been a couple players that have been somewhat consistent. Those are Travis Etienne, surprisingly, and then JSN has been solid as well, and Kyron decent. The guys that I'm really looking to step up, then I would say are most on the hot seat right now are T. Higgins and Tyreek Hill.
All right. Breaking that down briefly, do you think that T. Higgins and Tyreek Hill will be able to step up?
I was low on Tyreek Hill to start the season. I still feel the same way. That Miami offense just doesn't look great or consistent in any fashion. Pretty easy to say that T. Higgins is going to have an off year with no Joe Burrow after that outing with Jake Browning against the Vikings. I'm not confident with anybody in the Cincinnati team right now. So I'm with Austin. I agree. Travis Etienne was a bit of a surprise. He's been playing a lot better than a lot of people expected, I think. Now, you do have some competition with Tutton coming in, the rookie running back.
Vachel Tootin Common.
Yeah, he looks pretty fun. I don't know if the splits will change now and Travis Etienne will take a little bit of backseat moving forward, but I think he's right on the money with JSN. I think people expected that he was going to have a great season, and he's just fulfilling it. So shout out JSN, but I'm not high on T. Higgins for the rest of the year.
I don't think so. Now with Browning.
Weird enough, I think, even though I was bashing Tyreek Hill coming into the season, as long as he doesn't have a crash out by week 8, I think I think Tyreek Hill will have a better season than T. Higgins to finish out.
Oh, I think so. I think you're right there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump over to Glizzy Gladiators owner Sean Hanlon. We asked Sean, we noticed that both Lamar and May were on the bench for you this weekend. Did they carry injuries we didn't know about, or was this part of the game plan?
And just to keep in mind, it's not like he played a third quarterback. He left it blank.
Yes, it was completely empty. He put up 30 points, got beat by 60 something. 68
and some change.
Yep. So let's see what he has to say.
So, yes, the rumors are true. Lamar Jackson and Drake May were benched on my team. And if I'm being honest, they were both healthy. Here's the thing about my team. I'm an unconventional owner. I don't play by the rules. I play by my own rules. And I think my team respects that. My team's performance this week was atrocious. Embarrassing. I don't want to be associated with that level of just loser mentality. Lamar Jackson has showed up every week for my team, and I'm so proud of him. But I sat down with him and I said, Lamar, how can we make a statement to the rest of the squad that we need to be better than 30 points from our skill players? How do we do that? So he said, and I agreed with him, let's bench me. He said he's still going to ball out. He's going to do everything he can for his team to win on the field. But the team he cares about most and has the most respect for is the Glizzy Gladiators. So that's what happened. And you know what? I think they're gonna have a great week coming up.
That is so gold. I'm glad we were able to play that for you guys. We had seen this progressing throughout the week. Well, on what was it, Sunday?
No, I think it was just last night.
Did we talk about it last night?
Yeah, me and you, we texted last night, and I was like, "Hey, did you see that Zealand didn't even have to play against a Gladiators didn't even put a quarterback in?"
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I thought it was a mistake at first. I thought maybe he was going back and forth between Drake May and Lamar Jackson for whatever reason. Decided to go with Drake May, but forgot to put him into the lineup.
Right.
And then you were like, "Oh no." I'm pretty sure this was intentional. And I was like, "Why would you do that? Like, you're lowering your point totals." He's like, "He's unconventional." He had to send a message to these hypothetical players on his team.
And I love it.
It's hilarious.
Might be one of the classic moves in relegation history.
It's up there. It's absolutely up there.
It's so great. So we followed that up with a question number 2. Do you feel your seemingly old school method of coaching will work on today's players? Here was his response.
And okay, you know what? This isn't an old school method of coaching. This is about the greater good of this team. If this team wants to win championships, wants to be relevant, you can't put up 30 points and expect me not to start throwing chairs and causing some ruckus. Okay, that's just how I am. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy owner who's passionate and my team knows. I'm willing to talk with my best player and say, we're not even gonna try to win the rest of this week because I want this team to see that score and be embarrassed about what happened. Because I'm embarrassed as an owner. I'm embarrassed that Jamar Chase did nothing, that the best receiver on the Raiders doesn't get a single ball thrown to them basically till the final 2 minutes. Like, this team's got to be better. They know they got to be better. This isn't old school. This isn't new school. This is what we do. With the Glizzy Gladiators, we win. At least we try to win. And if we're not winning, we're going to make some crazy decisions. Will they work? Who knows? Will they not work? Who knows? But I'm going to try everything, exhaust every option. Yes. Lead from the front.
Okay, so maybe it's not old school. Maybe it's more Mike McDaniel, just quirky. And I love that he went, I'm not old school, and then references Bob Knight throwing chairs across the most old school coach of all
Oh my
time.
gosh. The funniest part about that second question was so unnoticed because I had to go into his team. He said, when the best receiver on the Raiders puts up a game like this, we have to talk about it. And I'm like,
You have Jacoby?
who does he have? And I look at his team and it's Dante Thornton Jr.
Oh my God.
I love that he believes in his guys. And I also love that he's not afraid to send a message.
That is so funny. That is gold.
Well, I'm glad him and Lamar are on the same page and that they have a connection where they can talk about it. They can
That
sit
is
down and talk.
important. A coach and a quarterback need to be on the same page. Everything else can kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
Make sure that relationship's right.
The only thing I will say is I asked Luke about it. Once I found out that it was intentional, I was like, isn't he worried about his total points? Like, doesn't he want, and Luke was like, I think this is bigger than that. I think it's big. I think it's bigger than points on the board.
It is. It is.
Shout
It's
out
about
Sean.
culture.
Yeah, you absolutely made my week. That is so funny, dude. That is so funny.
Absolutely cracked me up. Okay, so the third owner, I don't think we have too much we have to talk about Glizzy. That's just classic. The third owner that we reached out to was Nate Birch, owner of the First Place Number Punchers.
So this one's going to be a little bit of a shift in attitude. The first two teams are teams that are struggling or sitting their players. Number punchers are leading the pack in both leagues, and they look disgusting. So
First question, off to a hot start. Does this pace seem sustainable for the Number Punchers moving forward?
I'm loving the way the boys have started the season. Am I surprised? Not necessarily. But do I think this level of point scoring is sustainable for an entire season? Probably not. I'm not. I do believe in a playoff run with this team. I do believe that, barring injury, that this group can compete for a championship. Do I think we're going to be competing for number one spot every week? We'll see. 2 years ago, I had a team that set records for points for and wins, and I'm not sure we're going to get that again, but we are talented this year.
Man,
I love the whoops, so sorry. I love the contrast between the two. Nate, very, very realistic, but also a little pessimistic of his team. Sean, we don't accept. we do not tolerate.
if you're not here to play, you will not play.
And Nate's like, you know what? Let's set expectations. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Don't expect this every week.
Hey, I love you guys. Football aside, I love you guys.
Yeah.
Sean's throwing television sets. We have to be better.
This is so funny.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Looking at number punchers, do you agree with Nate?
Well, I was thinking it's funny that you asked me that, because if we played that back, which we don't have to, the PR training for the number punchers is incredible. You know, are we going to have a good season? Maybe. Are we
No definitive answers.
Are we going to continue to put up points at a regular basis every single week? There's definitely a chance. Everything was like
Right.
Nothing was solidified.
Is this sustainable? Well, here's the question I wanted you to ask me. I think this is a playoff team. I think we could. I don't. You know what? It might be.
Yeah.
But here's what matters. We're a playoff contender. And end result is that.
Can you maintain these points for the rest of the year? My question for you, can any team maintain points on a week-to-week basis?
Then why are you asking me this?
Yeah.
Shut up and get out of my press conference.
No, I loved it. I think he answered the questions well. Funny enough, I agree with Nate that he definitely has a possibility of maintaining this. I think as long as CMC stays healthy, he looks phenomenal. He's back to his original form. Jonathan Taylor, 3 weeks in at this rate, there's no way he's not RB1 by the end of the season at this rate, obviously.
Right.
Jerry Jeudy has looked a little down, and you can't really rely on the Browns, but he's still a good option. Debo Samuel looks a lot better. I know we do this sometimes, and then we're like, okay, we got to stop going through the whole team, but kind of applicable on this one. Kyle Pitts, he's your run-of-the-mill tight end. Juwan Johnson looks great, and Jordan Mason is at the end of that bench with a pretty open field. So I think Nate is on the money that he could make the playoffs. Do I think he's the best team in the championship league? I think there's too many weeks and too many variables to lock that in right now.
I like the definitive answer.
Yep.
All right.
And that's a maybe for me.
Question 2, we asked Nate. A lot of veterans have lived up to and even exceeded preseason expectations. Who would you say has been the MVP of the season so far?
If you're asking who the most valuable player on the team is, no question, it's Jonathan Taylor. Had a dominant season so far. I'm hoping that both the Colts offense and Jonathan Taylor's run can continue. But if you're asking who the biggest sneak was, or the guy that I was very excited about, but not necessarily expected this much from, is definitely going to be Debo. I mean, I was not sure about my wide receiver room, and having Debo be a high-level player for 3 weeks in a row is big.
Well, I don't know if you watched the Vegas game, but he did put up 3.9 points this week.
Yeah, this week maybe not so much.
Maybe not this.
Weeks 1 and 2 though,
Great. Phenomenal. Yeah.
Absolutely great. I would argue with him. I think Jordan Mason's been the biggest surprise for him.
Yeah, and I think you could even make an argument for CMC because
I don't think
there was
so.
such a question mark around him. So many people avoided him in drafts because it's like, is he going to be hurt by week 3? As of week 3 right now, he's not hurt, and this is his 18.7, 19.7, 19.
Oh yeah, he's been great, but everybody knows when he's healthy, he's great. So that's
Question mark this year. I think there's a question mark this year. He didn't play it all last year.
There was no question mark.
Massive question mark. I'll die on that hill. Absolutely.
There was a question mark that if he's healthy, he's still going to be good.
If he's healthy, the question mark is he really healthy? Because he was the first pick overall last year. Everybody thought that he was going to have the best season ever. Doesn't play at all. Well, he does, but barely plays. Coming into this season, they're saying he's healthy. There was so much speculation on, okay, is he last year's CMC healthy? Because that's 4 games.
Well, we haven't hit 4 games yet.
Yeah, but that was week 9, 10, 11, and 12.
I'm just saying the health question mark is the one that's still not answered. Can he hold up under this sort of amount of he's getting a ton of work. He's like 55% of that offense or something like that. But I will strongly push back on the fact that if you were to put it in a vacuum, any fantasy analyst would have said Christian McCaffrey healthy this season. What's he going to put up? He's going to do exactly what he's doing right now.
I don't know.
Oh, I really think so.
You're saying healthy, but there was so much skepticism on so many fronts. I watched so many videos because I knew that I was going to land in a spot where I could get him.
Maybe, but this is why he fell. Like the price on him in most drafts, ours doesn't matter because he was kept for whatever his price was. Most drafts though, if you had known total health, he probably would have been the 101, but you didn't, so he fell. So his value, like
Still a first round pick though.
but where he was drafted because of what he could be, but where he was drafted represented the risk you were taking.
Kind of. I don't totally agree with that though. I think a big reason why he fell so much was that he didn't play at all last year, and we didn't know what healthy actually meant. So I agree with you that he dropped in the draft. I don't think he'd have been 101. Like, let's say if that was the case, then, they gave us the go ahead that he's fully healthy. He should have been the first pick overall, but because there was no points put up last year, there was this question mark on.
But that's
even
what
if
I'm
he's-
saying.
But even if he's healthy now, is it healthy CMC 2023?
But that's
or
exactly
is it a new healthy.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's not great. Like, he's not the wild card. He's not coming in like what we're saying Jordan Mason or Debo is you definitely didn't know what these players were going to bring.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't know. Debo seemed like he might be on the tail end of his career, seemed washed in San Francisco. Jordan Mason coming to a new spot where he's backing up Aaron Jones. And all of a sudden, these two are both leading their teams at their respective positions.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, everybody knew that he would be the most valuable player on that 49ers offense and would be putting up 15 to 20 points every single week if he's on the field, if he's healthy.
No, I disagree.
Oh, okay, whatever. We strongly disagree on this.
I do not agree with that one. I don't think everybody knew that if CMC was going to play this year, that he was going to be a guaranteed 15 to 20. I think there was a lot of skepticism that dude missed the entire last year other than about 4 games when he did play, even though he wasn't as healthy at the time. I mean, he had 9 weeks off and then, had treatment in Germany, comes in, plays. He was averaging like 9 points a game, 10 points a game, 10 points a game, 8 points a game, 3 points a game, whatever it was. Super low numbers. I think there was a lot of people coming into the season saying, even if he's healthy, quote unquote, I think he's going to drop down in value. I think he's going to put up like 10 to 12 points per game, not the 15 to 20. I think there was a lot of skepticism.
I don't know. I don't think so, but we can disagree on that point. Let's move on. We got question 3.
I was going to say, I won't even die on that hill. I would say Debo Samuel is the biggest surprise on the team.
I mean, I think it's fair. I would have said Jordan Mason, but I think you could say Debo has definitely he's been a huge asset for that team.
Agreed.
Okay. Question 3, final question of the day. Looking at the teams chasing you for the number 1 spot in the championship league, which are you keeping the closest eye on?
Well, I'd just like to acknowledge being preseason ranked 7th and how we've banded together as a team and really just bought into the fact that we want to prove people wrong. And I think we've done that so far and hope we can keep doing that. The $81 Browning pickup, I'd like to acknowledge that though that does not look like a great pickup right now, it has not affected us. We are still sitting number 1 in the entire league, points for, and number 1 in the championship league. So we love to see that. But in terms of who I'm nervous about coming up behind me, honestly, this is why I'm not sure that I'll be number 1 at the end of the year. We have 5 of the top 6 points for teams in our league, and that doesn't even include the Turf Hoppers, who arguably have one of the best rosters in the league. So a lot of good teams on the chase, and that's what makes me not confident in being number 1 at the end of the year. But we're loving where we're at. We're going to keep doing what we're doing and hope that we can continue pushing.
That PR that just keeps turning. Didn't even mention a team he's most frightened of.
That was so good.
Oh,
that is so trained.
Gosh, I hate how good that was.
I do agree with him though that there is, it's tough to, you're sitting 6-0 and it feels good, but a majority of the teams that are putting up the most points, and it's a little bit expected, but your championship teams are so good. Even Austin, who we thought was going to have a great season, is 0-6. He still has 254 points on the board for the season.
Yeah.
So even down to the bottom of the barrel, you have good teams. Anything can happen. It's so early, and we play 30 games a year in this league.
No, not
15 weeks.
28.
Oh, 28.
Week 15 is playoff round 1.
Okay, so 28 games in the week. It feels good to be 6-0, but there's a lot of season left.
There is a lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
6 wins feels like a lot for a normal league, but this league is just different. So I'm with Nate. I think it was a great response.
Yeah, I think it was super solid. The one thing I do have to contend with, he was not 7th in the power rankings
What was he?
because it went Raw Berries then Avalanche.
Oh yeah, he could have been 7th. He's wrong.
He was, I believe he might have been 6th.
Maybe
I think
6th.
he was 6th. But you know what? Get your facts straight,
Yeah,
okay?
for real.
If you're gonna be
Who's training this guy?
Yeah, if you're gonna be a PR machine, get your facts straight.
Yeah,
because we're gonna look for every little thing to nitpick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it. That's our press conference. Thank you to the owners who participated. I'm sure we'll be reaching out to more people this season, maybe trying to find a better audio solution to it. But,
Yeah, what the heck?
But still, that was pretty fun.
That was still good. Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. We will see you next week. We'll be shooting and posting for Thursday. So come week 4, we'll have some more information for you. But we'll see you later, Relegators.